there's been so much heaviness here lately that I thought we should just take a break and go smell some flowers. I have 6 cats walking along with me. No, 7 cats walking along with me today. And so we just wanted to welcome in the October. Because this is probably my favorite time of year. It is my favorite time of year. October signals a change in the season. I know that the official first day of fall actually just passed in September, but October is when it really starts happening. You can feel a change in the lighting. You can feel a change all the way around, and I think even the cats can feel it. So let's find what is blooming around our homestead now. There's a few things holding on, and I just wanted to stop and smell the flowers. Here's some of our friends. There is Booger and Big Mama coming. We'll see who else I have behind me. I have Squirt, if you can see her moving around behind there. And I'm down here at one of the garden terraces looking at a little bit of goldenrod blooming, and it has a wasp that's pollinating it right now. I really like the goldenrod. So far I haven't really done much medicinally with it, but I know that I can, and it's here growing for my use. I was so blessed today to receive this hippie dress, and if you can see, it's definitely a hippie dress, and I put this vest over it to tone it down a little bit. But a friend gave this to me because she didn't feel like the colors worked as well for her. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to best work with it, because it is kind of wild, and it definitely is. It reminds me of 1977. And do I remember 1977? Maybe, kind of. Okay, so far we have Squirt, Big Mama, and Booger. And the other cats have fallen by the wayside. I see around here. Oh. Anybody need a calico cat? She's kind of a bully. Come here, baby. Come here. Or not. Come here. Well, she found her buddy now. Now, Buddy doesn't let anybody beat her up. They're good pals. I don't know why Booger likes to beat her up. And I really am seriously thinking about letting her go to greener pastures. I'm not talking about the happy hunting ground. I'm just talking about somewhere where she doesn't have a little Squirt to beat up on, because that's not cool for me. I don't know what I was saying to you. I have all kinds of marigolds that just exploded oh, and I see more butternut squash on my agenda very soon. Like, maybe not tomorrow, because we're probably going to be doing some storm cleanup, but the next day I'm here by myself. I have butternut squash to harvest. On one vine I counted at least 20 squash, and I see some up there that I had actually forgotten about that I think might have been volunteers as well. Okay, let's just take a walk up the hill. Look at Buddy. He's trying to attack. Okay, so now we have Buddy, Big Mama. We have Tubby and Squirt and Booger. And I don't know where the little bit went to. She's around here somewhere. And so is Chuck, because I saw them just a minute ago. So the only ones we're missing are Poppy and Stinker. And of course Poppy's still out here. There's a little bit. She's hiding. Can you see her? She's going incognito at this point. I'm passing by the tomato cages, and I do see a ripe tomato out there. Actually, I see a few. Huh, how strange. And I see basil that's up to my waist and almost my shoulder, which I'm gonna get out here and harvest the holy basil soon. I always say that, I keep saying that. I keep telling myself that, and sometimes I let it go right up to the frost, and then I harvest it. But I like to collect the holy basil for tea. And right now it's still giving a lot of food for the bees. Honeybees are working it hard. I grabbed my journal, my nature journal, which I haven't seen for over several years. And so my goal was to come out here and draw something. I'm not really much of an artist, but sometimes I like to dabble. And so I think I'm just gonna sit down and see if there's anything I can draw out here. I have herbs and flowers all around me, so it looks like a good place to do that while I watch the cats play. Yeah. Let's sit down here on this log. I pulled out this pamphlet that I got several years ago. I want to say 7 or 8 years ago. And it's called With Nature and With God: Practical Outdoor Knowledge as a Key to Spiritual Life and Usefulness. And I picked this up at a camp meeting that we did, like a survival camp meeting a few years ago. And I have read part of it, but it's been so long that I'm actually starting over again. No wonder that wasn't comfortable. I was sitting on little rocks. That wasn't any good. And my nature journal, I have sadly neglected over the years, but when the boys were younger, I used to pull this out a lot, and we would go sit by the pond, and it was really neat. We would do a lot of stuff in nature. So, a little deer that I drew. This, we would get the Nature Friend magazines, and it would give us things to draw. I've only drawn a half a dozen things, but I really want to get back into it. It looks like I have something that I drew that I haven't even colored in. August 4, 2023. The last thing I wrote. And then before that, one entry, 2019. If not now, when? That's a good thing to wonder. If not now, then when? Okay, so I'm hoping that I'm going to get some inspiration today from nature while I sit out here. Well, here's something that we can think about that is kind of pertinent to us today. It says, "Who will be warned? We say again, out of the cities, do not consider it a great deprivation that you must go into the hills and mountains, but seek for that retirement where you can be alone with God to learn His will and way." And I know for myself and my family, we spend so much time on our phones that we are hardly ever alone with, let alone with God, and not with nature. And I think when we get separated from that, it does us a disservice. So here's the rest of the quotation. "I urge our people to make it their life work to seek for spirituality. Christ is at the door. This is why I say to our people, do not consider it a privation when you are called to leave the cities and move into the country places. Here there await rich blessings for those who will grasp them. By beholding the scenes of nature, the works of the Creator, by studying God's handiwork, imperceptibly you will be changed into the same image." And that's from a selection called Country Living. And that's really what I want. There are so many distractions, and I know that when we behold, we become changed. And so, like, imperceptibly, for the good and the bad, we are changed. And so unless we fight against it, we are going to be changed into the world around us, and that is really not what we want to become. Not at all. All right, I tried to pick 2 flowers, and I ended up with 2 bundles of flowers because that's the branches broke off. So these are a variety of zinnias. They look a little bit like mums. Ah, they're tangled. Okay, this would be a good place to start. I like the colors. I I didn't know why I brought this basket out, but this is a good place to put the flowers, and some of them are broken. So I think I'm gonna have to take them off there. Okay, and now we have something to draw. Long ago, when our kids would come out into nature, they would always lose their pencil, so I would tie the pencil to the nature journal, and then it wouldn't get lost, and it worked really well for me too. Okay, so not being an artist, I don't know where to start. I've been out here for a while. I finished my drawing, and it needs a lot more detail because you need to be able to, it needs more filling in so that you could tell that it's a basket, but for now I'm done. And I've been sitting here for too long, so I'm calling it a day, and I may go and fill it in at some point, but probably not. I'm probably just gonna remember that this is a day in October and a Sabbath in October, and enjoy the process of it. So I'm titling this a Sabbath in October. And today is October, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, something like that, 2024. And that's how it goes. Maybe I get this out every 5 years. That's okay. It felt good. It actually felt good. I didn't know what I was doing. I'm not that good at this. My pencils aren't good. These are my old pencils that I always used to use a long time ago before I got my Prismacolors. And my Prismacolors I keep in my Bible now, and so I didn't want to take them with me. And for some reason in this container, I ended up with 2 purples and no browns. So somewhere along the way, I did a switcheroo, and I don't know how, because I used to have a brown, and I could have used a brown today. But that was fun. Now I'm going to go look at a few more things in nature. And here is my little bouquet of flowers. Here's my flower bouquet. That one's bedraggled, and these have some life left to them. I meant to only get the bright orange one and the bright red one, but I ended up with a few more. This is a basket that some Chikuna Indians made for me when I was in the Amazon, and it doesn't balance very well because of the lid, but they wove it themselves. Well, they took the grass and then they dyed it with berries, and I'm not sure, some kind of blueberries, and then they wove it into this cute little shape. And so I've had it all these years, and this is my clay flute that sometimes I pull out. I pulled it out today, so why don't we play a tune with it? That's why we have it after all. Take my hair down. Oh, my flowers are falling out now. Let's see. I think I'll have to take them off my neck because they're not going to balance. Okay, this is a clay flute. I first learned about a clay flute when I was at a Renaissance festival many years ago, way before I was married. So at least 25 years ago. But I still have this only has 4 holes in it. It's very tiny. Not perfect, because after all, what can you do with 4 holes? Okay, funny story about this. This clay flute is a replacement. I first got one that was unglazed, and I don't know if I've had a turtle or something on it. I got it at the Renaissance Fair a long time ago with my 2 friends, Eve and Jewel. And so I took it with me when I went to the Amazon, and my first 2 weeks there, I took a boat up and down the Amazon, and my clay flute was in my camera case. Well, we had a bad storm, like a really bad storm, and we had to go into another boat. In the process, somebody stole my camera bag, and I was most upset because of my clay flute, that it got stolen. So that was crazy. But a good friend of mine bought me another clay flute that I used for all the months when I was in the Amazon, and I would usually carry it with me and play a little song whenever I got the urge. And then I came back and went to another Renaissance festival, I believe, and I got this little tiny one. And so I still have this one. The other one was truly made of clay, and it probably was from either the Andes or somewhere in the Amazon rainforest. It got cracked, and I have actually had a couple over the years, and I still have a couple, but this is the one I mostly use, and it's like very rare. Like, I haven't seen this for 10 years or 20 years, but I pulled it out, so it's kind of fun. Just walking down memory lane. I don't have a glamorous bag to carry my things in, just a grocery store bag. Oh, I almost forgot my sweater. I sat out here for the longest time. It's a beautiful day in October. I like it in October. I already told you that. The sun is setting almost. We're almost having day is dying in the west. And I have my babies here, my kitty cats, coming along with me. Come on, Tubby. Okay, I've seen some beautiful flowers. I could walk up the hill, but there's something I want to get over here. And I love how the shadows are falling now. October is a good month for spider webs, and I did not come looking for this spider web, but here we have it, and I'm going to show you. So this fig tree we planted a couple years ago. I got it for Greg on his birthday, I believe. And this year is the first time we have one fig, and I wonder if I saw it the other night, and I had such a headache I didn't pick it. I don't know why, but here it is, one fig. I got 6 figs off of our other fig tree, which is just a little bit smaller than this one, but for some reason this one's not that productive. I think it's because it's a little bit shaded. So I'm going to give that to Greg, and let's take a look at the spider web. And since I came, the spider, she crawled out of her web. She's hiding up there. When you walk outside in October, you're sure to see lots of spider webs. This is just a small one. It's probably only about 6 inches across. I told you that spider is hiding. It's right up there hiding. Can't hide too much from us, but a little bit. There it is. I don't know what kind of spider this is. I've seen them before. The good news is that the fig tree is growing. It's way bigger than it was before. It provides good shade for kitty cats like Squirt. Squirt. She's not playing right now. Here's Tubby and Big Mama and Little Bit. And over here we have Booger, and she's been such a bully. I don't know what her problem is. Bully Booger. I don't really know what we can find up here. There's not too much to look at the moment in this little patch. But, oh, I do see some passion fruit growing on a vine up there. And it's only small, so I'm going to skip it. It's not going to be ripe. At least those aren't. And if you haven't seen the passion fruit vine, I'll show you what it looks like. This is what the passion fruit vine looks like, and as you can see, it sprawls all over the hillside, and its fruit is a little bit bigger than the size of an egg, and if you catch it right, you can get a good fruit, and it's kind of tropical and it's quite delicious. But the passion flower is gorgeous. It's not blooming right now. It blooms sort of in the summer, purple, and it's beautiful. And the passion fruit, I had a lot when I was in Brazil, and they actually did get ripe down there because they have like this season that is so long. So the Tennessee passion fruit, at least what I've noticed, it's rare that you find it ripe. Okay, let's take a look at our garden behind me. This is our upper garden that we had in one of our terraces. And I don't know if you can see those marigolds. They're just crazy. Crazy. Okay, the marigolds just took off. They took a while to get established, but now they're just like pow wow. And these might be, I don't know what they're called. Maybe they are pow wows, but they're all over. We got some zinnias around here and an orange marigold. And at one point during the summer, this thing that's now sagging was a nice garden trellis, and I was standing under it and picking the green beans, and I should have come up here a little bit sooner because I do have some purple beans growing on there, and they look, oh, there's even a few good green beans. I'll come up here and grab some of those tomorrow if I have the moment. So they just got too heavy for this and they bowed it down. Now I want to take you around the corner, and I'm going to try to do it without getting all snagged up here because there's briars. I want to take you around the corner and show you what's left of our zinnia patch. Sometimes up here I have sunflowers, but this year I just had a few, and they're done. As you can see behind me, they're bowing their heads down. They're finished. But I've got quite a few pretty flowers behind me, and the sun is in my face. That means you should be able to see them pretty well. I've got a lot of zinnias and some Chinese wallflowers. Of all the flowers in the garden, I think the zinnias do the best in our soil. They just seem like they do the best all the way around. And the marigolds do really well too. You can see my shadow there, and I'm trying to get out of it. There's a bug trying to fly in my face. These are the Chinese wallflowers, and they were kind of a cool thing. I haven't really done much with them. I just let them grow and look neat. And then so many marigolds. They just went crazy. And all the zinnias here are volunteers. They just make a profusion, and I love that I kind of like it when they go rogue on me. I just like that kind of a garden. I know it's probably not as tame as it should be, but I really like them when they do their thing and go crazy and give me such a beautiful array of flowers. Look at those, pretty. Here's a sunflower that actually turned into a tree. It's really tall, like 10 feet tall, and it has all these branches. And I thought I might come up here and harvest some of the seeds, but the birds have really beat me to it this year. They've been all over it. And so there's really not that many seeds left in these seed heads. The birds have been hungry. Maybe I haven't given them enough in the garden that they wanted to eat. I don't know. This hasn't been the most tremendous year for gardens for our family. And I've told you before that I'm not really worried about that because it's given me enough. It's allowed me to concentrate on other things. Here is a wild morning glory. I don't think I planted that one, but it kind of actually doesn't look too wild. Might have been one that I planted. Actually, okay, I'm backing up. That is not a morning glory. That is a petunia, and I did plant it. And there were supposed to be some other ones, and it just turns out I have that one. Oh well. Better luck next year, right? Let's get a close-up of some of these. Really, by the time October comes, I'm done with the garden. I don't worry about it. I've got to harvest some squash and a few scraggling green beans, but other than that, it's done. And that means it's time to close up shop, and we say better luck next year, and we hope for the best. Just real quick, I'll do a update on our area after the flood and hurricane. Greene County is coming back. It's not back at all, but the water is slowly getting out to most people. They've gotten it to where most people are, as of today, October 5, getting it piped to their houses again. So that is progress. I don't think this is the full solution. They're working on getting a pipe under the river. So that's taking a lot of ingenuity, but they have temporary water to most of the county, and that is a blessing. It took them right around a week, or actually less than a week, to do that from when the water actually ran out. And so, yeah, we've just been really thankful for that. It did not affect us because we are up here, actually, Bulls Gap County over, and we are on a well with a solar pump, and so we have not been affected by that. I did take some water into town this week, but it really was a trial for a lot of people because a lot of people lost so much, and it's hard to put things back together when you don't have any way to clean and drink and bathe. And so it's just been slow, and it still is coming back. There's still a lot to do, a lot of reconstruction. There have been a lot of crews. This county, I say this county, Greene County, I still identify as my county. They've gotten a lot of help, but there's still a lot of work. The surrounding areas, Del Rio, up into North Carolina, western North Carolina, was hit harder and just differently. And the devastation has been very difficult because a lot of people have been trapped up in the mountain. And so there's still efforts being worked on there. We are heading into, I think, the Del Rio area tomorrow to do some excavating and cleanup and whatever we can help with. So just all kinds of work to do, all kinds of devastation, and you've seen the stories. I'm not going to rehash them. I'm just saying that this is a strong area, strong county, and I'm proud of the people, proud of all the people who have pitched in, and I just can ask that you continue to pray for this area. Okay, I know there wasn't much to this video in the form of content, but it is just your reminder to every now and then get out in nature without a particular agenda. Let yourself breathe and let yourself reconnect. And I think that you'll find that it does you a lot of good. Did me a lot of good. I would stay out here longer, but I have gotten very thirsty, and now it's time to head in. So this one brief respite, and then tomorrow it's back to the work week. So it's good to take a rest. I hope you can take a rest as well. God bless you. Have a great day.